Hey guys, it's Gwen, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Sex and the City. So this is my part 2 of my Sex and the City video. So if you haven't watched part 1, you should go ahead and do that. That covers seasons 1 and 2. And this video will be covering seasons 3 and 4. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so Sex and the City is a TV show that aired from 1998 to 2004. Few television shows have had the cultural impact of Sex and the City. Premiering in 1998, the series followed 4 women navigating love, careers, and friendship in New York City. At first glance, the show appears to be about dating and sex. Its title certainly suggests as much. However, beneath the designer shoes, cosmopolitans, and romantic drama lies a deeper story about modern womanhood and the changing expectations placed on women at the turn of the 21st century. More than 2 decades after its debut, Sex and the City remains both beloved and controversial. Critics have praised its portrayal of female independence while questioning its limited representation of race, class, and sexuality. Yet the show's lasting influence demonstrates how it transformed conversations about friendships, relationships, and female desire on television. The cultural context. When Sex and the City premiered, television rarely centered women discussing their sex lives openly and honestly. Female characters were often defined primarily by their relationships with men. The show's creator, Darren Star, adapted the series from the book by Candace Bushnell, presenting a world where a woman could be ambitious, flawed, sexually active, and unapologetic. The late 1990s also saw increasing discussions about feminism's third wave, which emphasized individual choice, personal empowerment, and challenges to traditional gender roles. The show's protagonists embodied these ideas in different ways. The 4 women. At the center of the series are 4 distinct characters whose personalities represent different perspectives on love and independence. Carrie Bradshaw serves as the narrator and emotional center. As a columnist, she constantly analyzes relationships, searching for meaning in the chaos of modern dating. Samantha Jones challenges conventional expectations by embracing sexual freedom without apology. Her confidence and refusal to be judged made her one of the show's most groundbreaking characters. Charlotte York represents traditional romantic ideals. She believes in marriage, family, and fairy tale endings, yet her experiences reveal the complexities behind those dreams. Miranda Hobbs offers perhaps the most realistic perspective. As a successful lawyer, she struggles to balance career ambitions with personal relationships, highlighting challenges faced by many professional women. Together, these 4 characters create a conversation about what women want and whether there is a single path to happiness. Friendship as the true love story. Although the show focuses heavily on romance, its most important relationships is not between Carrie or Mr. Big or any other couple. Instead, the true love story is a friendship among the 4 women. Throughout the series, romantic partners come and go, but the friends remain a constant source of support. They celebrate successes, navigate heartbreak, and challenge one another's decisions. In many ways, Sex and the City redefined friendship as a central life commitment rather than merely a secondary relationship. This emphasis was revolutionary because it suggested that fulfillment could come from community and connection rather than solely from marriage. The show's famous brunch scenes became symbols of female solidarity and emotional support. Consumerism and fantasy. One reason for the show's popularity was its glamorous portrayal of urban life. Luxury fashion brands, upscale restaurants, and stylish apartments created an aspirational fantasy for viewers. Carrie's obsession with designer shoes became iconic, particularly her love for products from Manolo Blahnik. Fashion functioned as almost as another character in the series, helping express personality and identity. However, critics have argued that the show equates empowerment with consumption. Expensive clothing and luxury lifestyles often appear as symbols of success and independence. This raises questions about whether the series promotes genuine liberation or simply a more fashionable version of consumer culture. Criticisms and limitations. Despite its groundbreaking achievements, Sex and the City has significant limitations. The show's world is overwhelmingly white, affluent, and heterosexual. Characters from different racial, cultural, and economic backgrounds often appear only briefly or as stereotypes. Modern audiences have also criticized certain storylines for handling issues of sexuality, gender, and identity in ways that now seem outdated. These shortcomings reveal how social attitudes have evolved since the late 1990s. Yet, examining these flaws can be just as valuable as celebrating the show's successes. They help us understand both the progress made and the conversations that still need to happen. Legacy. The influence of Sex and the City can be seen across contemporary television. Shows such as Girls, Insecure, and The Bold Type continue exploring themes of friendship, identity, and modern relationships through women's perspectives. The series also helped normalize discussions of female sexuality on mainstream television. While not perfect, it expanded the possibilities for how women could be represented on screen. Conclusion. Sex and the City endures because it captured a cultural moment while raising questions that remain relevant today. What does happiness look like? Can women have successful careers, meaningful friendships, and fulfilling romantic lives? Is love the ultimate goal, or is self-discovery equally important? The show never provides definitive answers. Instead, it invites viewers into an ongoing conversation about gender, relationships, and identity. More than 20 years later, that conversation continues, proving that Sex and the City was never just about sex. It was about the complicated, messy, and often hilarious experience of figuring out how to live. Ultimately, the series' greatest message may be that while romance can shape our lives, friendship is what sustains them. Season 3, Episode 1, When There's Smoke. Carrie meets a politician named Bill Kelly at a FDNY calendar benefit in Staten Island. Miranda gets help from Steve after she undergoes LASIK surgery. Tired of waiting for a fairy tale romance, Charlotte begins aggressively searching for a Prince Charming to marry. Samantha dates the pinup boy fireman she met at the benefit. Episode 2, Politically Erect. Carrie continues dating her politician beau, but he later reveals to have a golden shower fetish. Miranda does not know how to respond when Steve asks her to go steady. Charlotte throws a used date party to find a new man. Samantha dates a short man who shops at the boys' department in Bloomingdale's. Episode 3, Attack of the 5'10 Woman. Carrie must confront her past with Big when she runs into Natasha, Big's wife. Miranda hires Magda, a Ukrainian maid with very traditional values. Charlotte deals with some of her body image issues at a spa. Samantha gets banned from Helen Rubinstein when she gets physical with the masseur. Episode 4, Boy, Girl, Boy, Girl. Carrie dates a 20-something man who is openly bisexual. Miranda deals with personal issues after Steve proposes moving in with her. Charlotte poses as a drag king for an artist at her gallery. Samantha butts heads with her new 20-something male assistant, and Alanis Morissette guest stars as Dawn. Episode 5, No Ifs, Ands, or Buts. Carrie smoking becomes a problem when she goes on her first date with Aiden Shaw. Miranda makes more time for Steve in her life. Charlotte dates the worst kisser she's ever met. Samantha dates a black man whose sister does not agree with their interracial relationship. Episode 6, Are We Sluts? Carrie wants to sleep with Aiden, but he's reluctant to rush into a physical relationship. Miranda discovers she has chlamydia and has to inform her past sexual partners. Charlotte's new boyfriend calls her names during sex. Samantha's neighbors disapprove of her sex life after a late-night visitor lets in a burglar. Episode 7, Drama Queens. Carrie obsesses about her perfect relationship when Aiden suggests she meet his parents. Miranda enjoys her intimate life with Steve. Charlotte gets upset when a married friend won't set her up with his bachelor buddy. Samantha tries Viagra while sleeping with the doctor. Episode 8, The Big Time. Carrie runs into Big, who confesses that he misses her and cannot stop thinking about her. Miranda gets annoyed with Steve's childish habits when he suggests they have a baby together. Charlotte falls in love with Trey after only a few weeks of dating and is convinced he is the one. Samantha believes she has hit menopause when her period is a week late. Episode 9, Easy Come, Easy Go. Big tells Carrie that he is leaving his wife. Miranda deals with her breakup and Steve moving out of the apartment. After meeting Bunny McDougal, the family matriarch, Charlotte maneuvers Trey into making an alrighty proposal. Samantha is upset about dating a hot guy with funky spunk. Episode 10, All or Nothing. Carrie feels guilty and wants to quit her affair with Big. Miranda enjoys phone sex with a coworker from Chicago. Charlotte negotiates the terms of her prenuptial agreement with Trey's mother, Bunny. After celebrating her move to the new apartment in the exclusive meatpacking district, Samantha's bout of the flu gives her a pessimistic outlook on life. Episode 11, Running with Scissors. Carrie continues her affair with Big and separately tells Samantha and Miranda. Charlotte finds out when she accidentally bumps into the couple outside their hotel. Carrie and Big next meet in his apartment while Natasha is in the Hamptons. Arriving home early, she catches Carrie there. She chases Carrie out and falls down the back stairs, cutting her lip and cracking a tooth. Carrie takes her to the emergency room where she tells Big they are over. Charlotte hires stylist Anthony Marantino to help her find her perfect wedding dress. Samantha meets the male version of herself, but he refuses to sleep with her until she takes an HIV test. Episode 12, Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Carrie struggles to find the right time to tell Aiden about her affair. Miranda tells the guy she's a stewardess in hopes of getting a date. Charlotte has her dream wedding and marries Trey McDougal. Even after attempted late-night tryst, reviews Trey's serious shortcomings. Cunning linguist Samantha sleeps with Trey's Scottish cousin, despite being unable to understand him. Episode 13, Escape from New York. Carrie, Samantha, and Miranda travel to Los Angeles. Carrie meets with actor and producer Matthew McConaughey to talk about optioning her columns to make a film. Miranda wrestles with the level of unabashed sexuality in Los Angeles. Charlotte uses the internet to deal with Trey's impotence problem. Samantha meets a dildo model. Episode 14, Sex in Another City. Carrie meets Keith Travers, Vince Vaughn, a publicity agent for celebrities who shows her the perks of the rich and famous in Los Angeles. Miranda meets an old friend from New York who has lost his East Coast edge. Charlotte goes to Los Angeles after becoming frustrated with Trey's sexual problems. Samantha meets her idol Hugh Hefner and gets the girls invited to a party at the Playboy Mansion. Episode 15, Hot Child in the City. Carrie dates a hunky comic book store owner who still lives with his parents. Miranda gets braces. Charlotte is shocked when she catches the supposedly impotent Trey masturbating. Samantha's latest client is Jenny Breyer, Kat Dennings, a 13-year-old Jewish-American princess, planning her $1 million bat mitzvah. Episode 16, Frenemies. Carrie teaches a seminar on how to meet men at the Learning Annex, but it turns out to be as unsuccessful as her own love life. Miranda dates one of Carrie's ex-boyfriends, known as Asshole Jim, whom she meets at the funeral of a dead, never-met blind date. Charlotte gets frustrated with her sex life with Trey. Samantha gets in a fight with Charlotte about her attitude towards sex. Episode 17. What goes around comes around. After getting mugged in broad daylight, Carrie decides to talk with Natasha about her affair with Big in order to clear herself of bad karma. Miranda dates a handsome NYPD detective and becomes self-conscious about her own looks. Unhappily married Charlotte struggles with her lust for a hunky gardener at Trey's family house. She and Trey decide to separate. Samantha meets another Sam Jones, who turns out to be an NYU student and desperate virgin. Episode 18, Cock-a-doodle-doo. Carrie meets with Big for the first time since his marriage ended. Miranda gets frustrated after she thinks that the Chinese takeout girl mocks her stay-at-home lifestyle. Charlotte moves back into her old apartment and gets an uplifting visit from Trey in the middle of the night. Samantha feuds with the reckless transsexual prostitutes who conduct business outside her apartment in the middle of the night. Season 4, Episode 1, The Agony and the Ecstasy. Carrie thinks about men in the future when no one shows up for her birthday party. Miranda confronts her married friends about her single life. Charlotte tries to deal with her separation from Trey. Samantha tries to seduce a celibate monk. The girls make a pact that they are each other's soulmates and men are nice guys to have fun with. Episode 2, The Real Me. Carrie is reluctant when asked to be a celebrity model in a high-profile fashion show. Miranda gets a lesson in confidence when a buff guy at the gym asks her out. Charlotte works up the courage to look at her depressed vagina in a hand mirror. Samantha immortalizes herself by having nude photographs taken. Episode 3, Defining Moments. Carrie meets a jazz musician named Ray King while on a pseudo date with Big. Miranda tries to get more comfortable using the bathroom in front of her date. Charlotte is dismayed that Trey only wants to have sex in places where they can get caught. Samantha meets Maria, a lesbian painter, at Charlotte's gallery and questions her own sexuality. Episode 4, What Sex Got to Do with It? Carrie continues to date Ray, but finds he has an ADHD problem. Miranda substitutes chocolate for sex. Charlotte deals with Trey getting a little too overconfident in bed. Samantha tells the girl she is in a relationship with Maria and is now a lesbian. Episode 5, Ghost Town. Carrie gets an invitation to the opening of Steve and Aiden's new bar, Scout. Miranda believes there is a ghost in her apartment. Charlotte butts heads with Trey's mother, Bunny, while redecorating their apartment. Samantha's girlfriend, Maria, gets fed up with the many men from Samantha's past. Episode 6, Baby Talk is Cheap. Carrie realizes she wants to get back together with Aiden. Miranda is surprised when the man she met while training for an upcoming marathon enjoys performing analingus and expects to receive it as well. Charlotte and Trey decide to start trying to have a baby. Samantha wears fake nipples and attracts a man who uses baby talk during sex. Episode 7, Time and Punishment. Big calls Carrie while she's having sex with Aiden. Miranda throws her neck out after fighting with Charlotte. Charlotte decides to leave the gallery to pursue motherhood full-time. Samantha's latest guy tells her she needs to shave below the belt. Episode 8, My Motherboard Myself. Carrie's laptop crashes, and when Aiden tries to help, she pushes him away. Miranda's mother dies unexpectedly, but at the funeral, her family is more upset by her single status. Charlotte becomes the Martha Stewart of funerals. Samantha loses her orgasm. Episode 9, Sex in the Country. Carrie is dragged to Aiden's country home in Suffolk, New York. Charlotte visits the McDougal compound in Connecticut. Miranda yells at Steve when he tells her he has testicular cancer but has no clue about his condition. Samantha gets annoyed when her dates keep asking what she's doing next weekend. Episode 10, Bells of the Balls. Carrie invites Big up to Aiden's country home to talk. Charlotte tries to discuss her and Trey's infertility problems. Miranda sleeps with Steve to cheer him up after he has one of his testicles removed. Samantha tries to get the PR position for hotelier Richard Wright. Episode 11, Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. Carrie is reluctant to tell Aiden that she had an abortion when she was 22. Charlotte discovers she only has a 15% chance of getting pregnant naturally. Miranda finds out she's pregnant by Steve and debates whether or not to keep the baby. Samantha gets Lucy Liu as a client and tries to use the relationship to her advantage. Episode 12, Just Say Yes. Aiden proposes to Carrie. Charlotte discusses adoption with Trey, but hits a wall when Bunny finds out that the baby could be Chinese. Miranda tells Steve she's having his baby. Samantha starts sleeping with her boss, Richard Wright. Episode 13, The Good Fight. Carrie and Aiden have a huge fight over the clutter in her apartment after Aiden moves in. Charlotte and Trey have a huge fight when he brings home a cardboard baby as a gag gift. Miranda goes on a date despite being pregnant. Samantha finally gives into Richard's romantic overtures. Episode 14, All That Glitters. Carrie finds time away from stay-at-home boy Aiden with the gay Aussie shoe distributor at the exclusive Bungalow 8. Charlotte and Trey separate permanently after their apartment is photographed in House and Garden. Miranda accidentally outs her co-worker after he tells the office gossip that she's pregnant. Samantha tells Richard that she loves him while high on ecstasy. Episode 15, Change of Address. Carrie freaks out about marrying Aiden. Charlotte takes tap classes and has a meltdown during the T for Two number when she realizes she isn't ready to be alone after her divorce. Miranda must feign excitement when she learns her baby's sex. Samantha finds out Richard is seeing another woman and pushes him to be monogamous with her. Episode 16, Ring-a-Ding-Ding. Carrie is forced to buy her apartment back from Aiden or move out. Mr. Big writes her a check as a loan, but she doesn't know whether she should accept it. Charlotte doesn't know what to do with her engagement ring. Miranda has to refurbish her wardrobe after gaining pregnancy weight. Samantha tries to trick Richard into saying he loves her. Episode 17, A Vogue Idea. Carrie starts working at Vogue and finds out from her acerbic editor that she doesn't have a Vogue idea about relationships. Charlotte throws a baby shower for Miranda, but Miranda gets fed up with her after she tries to make the shower too cutesy. Richard asks Samantha for a threesome with a 21-year-old for his birthday. Episode 18, I Heart NY. Carrie is shocked to find out that Big is moving to Napa, California, and plans to give him a New York send-off. Charlotte begins dating another recent divorcee. Miranda gives birth to her baby, whom she and Steve named Brady after Steve's last name. Samantha suspects Richard may be cheating on her. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, and also what's your favorite episode of Sex and the City. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's video, so make sure to subscribe because I have a lot of fun content, exciting content coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!